What's up, everyone? It's Ramon and
Jim.
welcome back to Galactic News. Sorry it's been so long since we've actually put a video out. We actually tried this last week. And
Dress rehearsal,
and I lost all the footage, as you saw on my video that I put up there yesterday. But not this time. I'm gonna do it right this time. You know?
Nice one, man. That's all good.
Yeah.
It was good to warm up and get
It
back
was,
into it.
because I was totally weirded out.
I've missed it, man. Like, lockdown was a long time, and I find these videos a chance, and we're just talking about getting off the planet a little bit. It's a good buzz, like,
big time.
you can be sort of really focused on your stuff every day, and to start talking about the stars and remembering they're there, and
remembering to look up.
I went to Brian Cox.
Oh, did you? Was that good?
When he was in Dublin.
Was it good?
Amazing, brilliant,
right.
Huge screen behind him. Talks you through a lot of the wow factor of how small we are and all of that stuff, and then got deep into some theoretical physics and kind of really blew our minds.
He lost a few people as well.
Oh yeah, but like also he made it sort of touchable. It was good. And he got us right to the cutting edge. It was
good stuff.
Yeah, he's honed it.
It was packed out then, was it?
9,000 people, and essentially for a physics lecture, so that's good buzz. Like,
and what the
kids, adults,
the software that he was using at the start, was it kind of like the space engine, like
was
very simple,
or
was
it
it actual
fly through
space
stuff engine? He looked at the James Webb photos. We're going to talk about
we're going
those.
to talk about that,
and super polished, so really, really great. Like,
good on him.
Yeah, brilliant.
And he's so enthusiastic as well, isn't he?
He loves it. He loves it. So he gets it across really well.
Also, sorry to our YouTube subscribers as well, because we've got a good few new subscribers of late, and a lot. I've been answering a lot of the questions on especially the binocular video that we did, but why not to buy binoculars. So if this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you like anything that we're talking about this week, and keep an eye out for more videos. So what are we going to talk about first this week, Jimbo?
What's been happening? We were up there doing a couple of star tours lately. So how did that go?
Last week we had a couple of nice groups. Last week it was really, really good. Amazing, actually. We had the full moon the other night.
Jupiter.
We had Jupiter and the moons. Well, Jupiter and its 4 biggest moons. We saw Saturn and the rings, and the Perseus double cluster, and the Milky Way arm in Cygnus, and all that.
I got a nice couple of photos of one of the groups. You can maybe flash that up there. With the Milky Way stretching above us, standing there. It's always nice to have something to bring away after something like that.
Absolutely. We're going to start taking some more pictures again, just so people have a little memory of what we've been up to. We've got another one tomorrow night as well. Actually, by the time this video comes out, we've got one tonight.
Perfect.
I'm talking into the future here, right? So Friday night, 9:00, we're going to be doing a stargazing tour. I think there's only 2 or 3 places left.
Cool.
So if you want to get on board with that, we'll be up in Sugarloaf at 9 p.m.
It's nice. It's not too cold.
Not too cold, and there's not going to be much of a moon tomorrow night either.
Good, nice and dark.
Oh, actually, there was 2 women that came up on last Friday night, and they were mad into their stars and mad into the moons and the planets, but they said they've seen the moon through binoculars before, but obviously not through our binoculars.
Big ones.
Yeah, the big ones, the 25 by 100s, like when they're mounted and they're stable. And she saw the moon through the clouds, and she was like, bang, going on, friend, come here, you have to see this. And the 2 of them were looking into the binoculars, and like they were like, oh really my god, nice. They were like totally getting blown away. But then the cloud moved out of the way altogether, and it was just full detail, bright moon, and she started crying.
Oh man.
Yeah, she just burst into tears, and she hugged her friend, thanked her so much for bringing her up. We were all in the background going, something in my eye.
Something like that always happens.
It was amazing.
There's always a moment for somebody up there, whether it's looking at another galaxy and kind of realizing, whoa, our place is big, and there's this other thing out there, and there's billions of those.
Exactly.
There's always something like that going on.
You're jumping out further and further and further. It scares some people. They don't even want to think about it. It just gets a bit too mad. So apparently, Webb has the James Webb Telescope, which is what we want to talk about. One of the things we want to talk about tonight, which is obviously the brand new version of Hubble. It's its own thing. It's not really Hubble. It's like an upgraded,
big time,
100 times like better than Hubble. And it's put out about 1 million miles, 1.6 million kilometers or something like that from the Earth. So Lagrange point 1, which is 1.6 kilometers away from the sun, or is it measured from where we're at?
It's at L2 from Earth, 1.6 mil, and like about where my understanding is, it can spin around this L2 point and not get sucked into the Earth's gravity or into the
Okay,
sun.
yeah, it's
So
beyond
kind of
it's beyond anyone's pull.
equilibrium. Like,
Yeah, it's got
and
its
it's
own
outside
thing.
the atmosphere, so the images are awesome.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen them by now, just get online and look up some of those images.
Look at some of those.
There's a couple of examples.
Yeah, here's a couple of examples now of like
unbelievable.
Yeah, look at that
Mind
galaxy.
blowing.
That's the M74. That's the Phantom Galaxy.
That's beautiful.
I look at all those nebulas, like see all the red nebulas around.
It's a
there.
work of art, like,
it's
and then
just incredible.
You think then that's an actual thing. Like,
I know, yeah, and that's
what
what we believe our Milky Way looks like. It's similar to that. It's a spiral, a barred spiral galaxy, right?
Just beautiful.
Yeah, well, we've got like 500 billion suns. Remember all those stars up there, all those dots are other suns, right? So our sun is just one of 500 billion other dots.
Yeah.
In a big wheel, big
Yeah.
city,
Yeah.
stars, you know. But apparently James Webb has imaged the first exoplanet. Ramon, what the hell's an exoplanet? It's just another planet that revolves around another star in another solar system, right? And there's obviously 500 billion solar systems in our Milky Way. So it's a gas giant, so similar to what Jupiter is, just made up of pure gas. HIP 65426b.
What's that?
That's the name. That's his name.
Oh,
really
nice.
catchy name.
I think we should have a name competition.
Name.
Put a better name in the comments.
But apparently it's 5 to 10 times the size of Jupes.
All right.
Jupiter, for those that don't hang out with us, we call Jupiter Jupes because he's like a pal of ours. Formed 15, 20 million years ago. But it's going to enable us to use a whole new set of physics now to better understand gas giants and better understand the planets in our own solar system.
That's amazing.
So it's going to open up loads of new avenues for us to explore now.
And I think Brian Cox was talking about that, right?
What
and
was he
he was
saying?
sort of saying, like, I'd always thought, like, when you get into the numbers and how vast the universe is, you kind of think there has to be something else out there. But he's been talking to a few biologists and different people, and he's starting to think, it's possible that we're the only set of beings with the kind of consciousness that we're experiencing anywhere, and that's possible, and that makes you feel a certain way. It makes me feel a certain way, like a privilege in a way to have this experience.
Yeah, look at what we're up to, right?
Yeah,
that we're here floating in this. Yeah,
but it would still be mad to be looking at these exoplanets and the resolution of this thing. It actually took an image of the exoplanet like straight at it, rather than how we used to see those exoplanets, which was if they traversed in front of the star that they're going around and blocked out some of the light, we sort of inferred, well, there's one there. But this was an actual image of it.
Yeah,
based
on
actual
thing.
Light that was bouncing off it from its star. Yeah. So that's brilliant.
They're gonna, and just like we're looking further and further back in time now with this telescope, with this James Webb thing. It's like we might even catch the Big Bang. Maybe
it's unreal.
Like are we gonna catch the very first? Like we're seeing some of the oldest light we've ever seen, and that's what we always say when people come up and do galactic to us. They go, how far away is that? We go, 7,000 light years away. So 7,000 light years in the past is taken 7,000. Or when they see the Andromeda Galaxy for the first time, like a whole other galaxy, right? That's nearly 2.5 times the size of our Milky Way, Andromeda, right? It's got 1 trillion stars in it.
Unbelievable.
1,000 billions, right? 1 trillion
you can
star
come up and
systems.
look at that with us, like
we can show that to you in the sky. Now, obviously, when the light left Andromeda, you're seeing it 2.5 million years in the past. When the light left Andromeda, we didn't even exist, right?
That's good.
That one, the first time I saw that, I was out in the back garden with a glass of wine in the summer, and I just saw a blob in the sky, and I was like, oh, what's that blob? I looked it up, and it's like the Andromeda Galaxy. Fell out of my chair. I was running inside going, like, I'm looking at the Andromeda Galaxy from here, like. Yeah. But then remember when we saw it in Roundwood, and I showed it to you for the first time out there, and you could see the disc and everything, and you were just like, what? That was it. That's when you were sold, right?
That was a great moment, yeah.
So James Webb, awesome. Check out those images. Go on to jameswebb.org. Isn't it? I think it's James Webb. And you can go on and see all the high-res images that they've been taking. They're putting up new ones almost daily now at this stage. There's just so much stuff, so much data coming in.
It's a nice bit of kit.
Yeah. We'll own one day. All right. The Artemis mission, which is NASA's mission to have a long-term presence on the moon. It was supposed to launch last week, but then they had to stop it. It was going to be an unmanned orbit around the moon and back. But one of the engines had a leak in its hydrogen propulsion system, because they need the hydrogen to cool the jets when they go up. So there was a leak in that, so they couldn't launch it. So that was that. So they said, I think it's actually been held back again. I was reading today. They can't launch it again. There's loads of things going wrong with it.
What are they going to do up this time? Like they've been up there and driven a car around there. They've hit some golf balls. They've put a flag.
Don't get me started about the moon.
What are they going to do?
They went up there in the 60s. I think we've already got a presence up there.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
On the dark side, like.
Yeah. Well, if we can have like these supercomputers in our hand in the past, like look at the leap we've made in 10 years.
I think there's more power in that.
I know, but are you telling me that since they've gone to the moon, since the 60s, that they've done nothing since then? I don't know.
Okay, cool.
But they will want to have basically like I'd say we'll want to have a base up there, and we'll want to have like somewhere where we can observe from, which they would, if they haven't already got
do
that.
experiments and
I know.
have labs
it
up
makes
there.
a load of sense that they should already have telescopes up there on the moon looking at stuff like.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I don't know.
James Webb, I think, does a better job than.
Guess how much it costs every time they launch though from Cape Canaveral to launch up these rockets. How much it is per launch?
A lot.
4 billion.
4 billion.
It's 4 billion. Every launch.
That's why Musk and these others are in the game. They probably reckon they can do it cheaper, don't they?
Yeah, well, they're going to privatise space and do it their own way and use their own money and go up there.
Yeah.
Do it cheaper. Well, I don't have to do it better, smarter, I suppose. But I suppose NASA are pretty smart, right?
Like it's one way to spend some money, like, you know. And then I was reading today here, closer to Earth. The CEO of Patagonia, I think that's a clothing company.
The outdoor gear.
Has just said that now their only shareholder is Planet Earth. All the profits are going to go ploughed into dealing with the climate emergency, and he's given the company away essentially to that cause. And like for me, that was huge. And as a billionaire, like. It warms you up that there are billionaires out there doing that kind of thing.
Yeah,
as
proper
well as
philanthropy.
These others who are like sending up these big metal dicks into space with like
that's what they look. That's what they look
to
like.
make profit, like, and like on some level, you know, maybe we need to start looking further afield. But I think the first step needs to be save the planet we're on, so
100%.
we can survive a bit longer on it, you know, because we're heading in the wrong direction. So that was a huge bit of news. I thought from Planet Earth, it was like really good news for us.
Yeah, that is good news because it's all very doom. Yeah, super doom and gloom.
Calling all other billionaires. Please spend your money on looking after the planet we're on.
Let's put a donate link in the comments.
So it's pricey to do it, but they're going to go back to the moon and see what we can see.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Any other news there, Jimbo?
I just saw on Twitter there before. Check this out. Have a quick look there, right? In Scotland, and I think it was visible from Northern Ireland. Have a look at this.
Oh, I heard I missed it. There was a
I got it ready
fireball in
here.
the sky last night.
Watch this now. Look at this thing.
Yeah, I mean
the colours,
the green colour off it. That's amazing.
And there's
they're go on.
Oh no, there's like 6 or 7 different videos of it. So I'm thinking, you know, when we're up on the star tours, we always see a shooting star, meteorites.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're quick, and half the people see them, half miss them, and then they see them the next time, whatever. But this thing looks like it was in the sky for ages, and people had time to get their phones out and film it.
So they must have seen it coming from miles away.
It's a bit of space.
They said it was.
They
said it could possibly be space debris, but how could they tell that by looking up like whether that's definitely the light of a space debris as opposed to like a meteorite?
Impressive!
It was because they usually have a greeny white glow off them when they come in, don't they? And they always come in at an angle.
Yeah,
it's all about the angle.
I think some of the red tops were saying it might have been the Queen just saying goodbye to her soul as she left the place. God bless her.
Bless her.
So there you go.
Check it out. Look it up on Twitter or just type in fireball over Ireland, and you'll see the videos there. It's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing.
There's loads of other stuff going on, but I think we come back to it. Like China's throwing up more satellites. We should talk about satellites more.
India
What's going on there?
are up and coming, man.
India is
going to be a big player in space. Space in general is the next big wave of interest for humanity in the next 2 decades. Wait to see. Space is like. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
It's the kind of thing that I think...
And Galactic Ireland are going to be at the forefront of that.
Yeah, bringing it to a whole new... But I think that's a good idea, you know. But I do also think there's an order to these things like we were talking about before, you know. So, yeah, look, let's see where they go. And I think like that's the kind of stuff we could be up to if we solved the climate crisis. Then once you got that off your plate, imagine what it's like.
Yeah, imagine if we could just all look out there and like actually explore what all that means and what it means to us.
Yeah, and everything we get up to on Earth, it's all good because it's all based on renewables and it's all, it's all sound, So if we sort all that out and get off the fossil fuels, then we can go around like guilt-free doing what we want and looking at more at the space. But we got to keep doing it now. We got to stay in touch with what's going on off the planet as well as on it. So anyway, that's what we're up to.
That's what we're up to.
Nice.
Any other news there?
That's it, man. I reckon.
Is that it for today?
Yeah, I think that's enough for now. I would say we haven't spoken about the Mars rovers for ages. I think because James Webb has been
the big
on the
news.
top of the news, and I think there's still loads more going to come from that, obviously, over the next number of years. But those Mars rovers are still up there, bringing back some amazing footage. I spent an hour.
There's some super high res images of
it's on YouTube.
Ridiculous.
There's beautiful videos just panning around, and you can put on some music, what of your choice, and just feel like you can be on the planet. It's really nice. So
another thing that I wanted to actually say as well, with regard to stargazing here in Ireland, right now, obviously, if we had the weather and it was clear every single night for every 365 days a year, I would do nothing else. I would just do stargazing tours and quit my day job, right? Because that would just be the best way, and just have loads of binoculars set up and loads of telescopes and just be blowing people's minds for a living, right? But people, when they want to do a stargazing tour and they message me or they send me an email and they're going, we'd like to book in for this Friday, it's like, okay, it's Tuesday, I don't know if it's going to be clear on Friday. And why would you just don't think of it, right? Why would you, right? You just assume that stargazing tour.
So what should people do? What do they do? Just send you look, I'm interested. You put them on a list and then you text them
I always put them on. I have a big list of people and then just email when there is something on. But people just forget that we can't run them unless we have clear skies.
All right. So just get in touch.
But we didn't
stick your name on the list.
Yeah, we stick your name on the list.
Okay, perfect.
And then when we do have clear skies, we'll let you know as in advance notice as possible. It's usually within a day or two. That's the maximum, unless we've got a huge heat wave and it's high pressure and we know it's going to be sunny and clear all week then, like in August, right? Actually, funny enough, in August, it was so hot and warm and we had an amazing heat wave, but every single night was cloudy. Every single night was cloudy. We had no clear nights. We had one clear night in August. One. We did one tour.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And June and July, we had no clear nights either. So this year has been pretty poor with regard to clear nights. So that's how it works. So when you do contact us, and then when we do have a stargazing event, that's why we always would behoove people to really try to make it up if they can, because we don't know when the next clear night is going to be. Do you know what I mean?
I can't wait to get back out there.
Yeah, tomorrow night. We've got one tomorrow night. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I always try and make a big deal of we have clear skies. You have to come up and see, because another thing is that at this time of year, someone might come up tomorrow night and see the rings of Saturn, Jupiter and the moons, Galactic Center, Andromeda Galaxy. But then in 4 weeks' time, 5 weeks' time, those things are gone. They've gone south, and a whole new other set of things are coming in. And people are coming, I want to see the rings of Saturn. It's like, the sky, we're moving. And remember, the sky's not moving, we're moving. So it's us that's turning away from the planets and from other things in the sky, right?
You get a real appreciation of that on the night, I think the way you talk everyone through it, and we'll show them things that give you a sense of the earth turning consciousness. Yeah. There's a bloke down in Australia does tours as well, and he talks about it. He's got a book on it, and an entity, I got it from my brother for Christmas, and it's beautiful, because then when you're standing around, you stop talking about the sun coming up over here and going down over there. You talk about us moving away from where the sun is.
Exactly, it's us moving away from it. So once you get your head around that, you know what I mean? Because it's hard to.
It's a different way to be about it.
It's a different way to be about it. You're on the thing. You're on the rock. Yeah, man. Moving, and so the sky is just kind of static.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean?
All right.
So definitely check us out on Galactic Ireland on Facebook, Galactic_Ireland on Instagram, and then check out our YouTube channel as well. If you haven't already checked us out on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and put a thumbs up for this video. If you want to click the notification bell as well, so that you're getting notified every time we put a new video up, and we will be putting them up more consistently for sure, because we've always got stuff. There's always stuff to talk about up in space. It's kind of it's never ending. You're always learning, right? It's constantly expanding. You know?
There you go.
All right, thanks a million, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you next week.
Take it easy.
There you go. That was pretty snappy.
Sound like 20 minutes.